Hello and welcome, 12 signs. It is November 4th, 2019, and I just wanted to give you an energy update, kind of really talk about what's working on above us in the skies and talk about a couple other things that are going on right now. I'm hoping this will be my last video from my car. I did move in a room with family, so I didn't move into my own place, just kind of like surveying the scene, letting things be calm before I start dropping cards and readings in my room. But and then also, what else do I have going on? I am taking personal readings, but only $11.11 for about 20 to 30 minutes. It'll be a 3-card reading, a past, present, future reading, a any question you have kind of reading, whatever you want, because the more directed it is by you, the better the answers seem to be coming. All right, so what do we have right now above us? We have Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, remember. And Mercury will go direct. Went retrograde on Halloween. It goes direct on the 20th. Mercury retrograde is a reflection over progress. Last look back with Mercury retrograde and communication before 2020. And that's a numerically fabulous year coming ahead. So we have Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. This is transformational, deeply emotional, deep, mysterious, and unpredictable and dark. Some of us may still be under the water and haven't come into this full truth, but this week's readings, it's obvious that a lot of us came into a bit of a knowing, either about ourselves or somebody else, or the way something was moving, maybe deceptively or questioningly. And it's obvious now. Even though Mercury is retrograde, it just seems like everything's a little more direct now, and that all 12 signs are acting more strategically and more aware of not being pulled into other people's lives so much that they don't have any of their own. It's into their own thing. A lot of readings were like about finding out something didn't matter as much, like you were holding back from something that didn't even matter to somebody. It's kind of like that knowing that you have permission to move ahead, and it's a lot of it is self-permission, so don't feel bad if you're not feeling that. But definitely we are now moving from Scorpio. We're still in Scorpio season, but we're moving from this watery feeling emotion to fire. And so yes, it will get steamy, but remember, Scorpio is about getting close to one other person intimately. Then we're moving into Sagittarius, specifically Venus in Sagittarius on November 1st most recently, and this is about getting close to kind of everybody. It's getting ready to party, it's getting ready to socialize, no filter, party loving Sagittarius. It's about reunions, celebrations, reflections. It's just getting us ready for Sagittarius season, which happens November 22nd, just in time for Thanksgiving. It's that shot of energy you need where you just kind of sort of miss your cousins and your brothers and your sisters, and even your bad jokes by your uncle, or just, some football with your dad, which I always miss. I just never have time to watch a whole game anymore. But just little things you miss that you just want to connect with everyone again. And that's kind of where we're moving right now. And we've left, and even before Scorpio season was Libra season, and Libra season was all about beauty and self-love, self-beauty, self-love. It was like makeover time for a lot of signs. That one was fun. All right, so I'm just really excited because I'm definitely a pattern reader. So if you buy a reading from me, I'm not to overly sell readings, but if you buy a reading from me, you want to really buy like 3 readings from me, and maybe like every 3 months in a row, because I pick up a lot more patterns and everything. And as my channel grows and becomes more popular, I did have a very big last 2 weeks, and that's because I'm logging into mentally logging into the patterns that each sign has been going through since I started reading for them in April. I started my channel on April 20th. Yes, 420. Totally not related to anything, but nonetheless, that's when I started my channel, and I'm beginning to understand the patterns and the behaviors of the signs, and kind of so when the messages come from spirit, they connect to so many other things that it's just becoming clearer, and I'm really actually enjoying that a lot. What else do I have going on? All right, well, me being the Queen of Clovers, my readings tend to focus on life, craft, action, nurturing ourselves and others, and using our will for the highest good, and calling with unconditional love and gratitude. Of course, I thank you for all your likes, subscribes. You guys have been supporting my channel. I really just hope you can hang on to any spirit messages that I've ever given you, team, because spirit does want to soothe and comfort you a lot, but they're not really sensitive when it comes to how. Oh, they'd shoot you in the head if it would advance your spirit. Trust me. If it would help you, they would. So, yeah. Don't think that's not true, by the way. And yeah, every now and then you'll hear about a guy. Last week, I believe it was Baltimore. I might just be saying Baltimore because it was back east. Because Baltimore's been having some trouble. But a guy walked into the ER with 16 gunshot wounds. Yeah, he did take himself to the ER. Now what? Oh dear. You know what? I think Spirit would excuse him from having to get on his knees to understand the message on this one. They'll just let him stay in his hospital bed while they communicate with him in the silence, him all wrapped up post-op. He did survive. I will give him that. What kind of physical 3D lesson was that? All right, Spirit, what do we need to know for all the energies above us, especially Mercury retrograde? Mercury retrograde, it feels really easy right now to face because so many of us have been doing the work or have at least acknowledged the energy around us. That is just energy 101. That is work 101, I should say. If you've just begun acknowledging the energies around you, or just kind of opening your eyes just a little bit more than usual, you are doing the work. Don't doubt that. I gotta turn on my car so I get some light. Turn off the radio. Alright, nobody heard that, alright? Alright, couple cards from Spirit here. What do we need to know about this season of season? Ooh, it's a bit of a battle. It does hurt. I'm not going to lie. There's an imbalance, and it's probably a painful imbalance. You are suffering more pain. We're suffering more pain than somebody else. Again, this is a general reading for the entire collective here, so it might not resonate with all of us, but this 8 of Clubs. This 8 of Clubs is setting your mark and hitting your mark. When you make plans, when you set goals, you sometimes only have to know the ending. At the beginning, maybe the first 2 steps, maybe the middle step, and maybe a couple of the last steps, and then the actual target. That is all you need to know to start something. And it kind of has that Jesus take the wheel feel, because Spirit will guide. If you do the work and it is of the highest good, Spirit will just take you there and make you hit that mark. And so this is like letting go. A lot of us are letting go right now of the need to know how to get out of this entirely. We know that we're in a painful fight, a painful battle. We know that we have a goal and a direction to get out of it, my loves. But the best part about this is there's some in-between things here that we don't know. And you know what? So many of us want change. So many of us want to welcome that 2020, that completion season, all blessed with angel spirits, with the 2s there, support by Spirit. I mean, what more could we ask for a year, a numerical year, especially after the growth that we've done this year? I really feel it. The lighting of the planet, the changing the vibe of the planet. I mean, I really do. It does feel better than it did in, let's say, 2016 and 17. I went through some emotional things where I really believed I could have died from them. And I know I wasn't alone, because I had a lot of comfort, because I had a lot of people that were going through similar situations as me. But this is that energy of, I don't need to know step 1 through 100 to do this anymore. Sometimes this is I know, because 5 of Swords is thinking. Sometimes this is also like when you know, okay, the contention here, the 5 of Swords contention, the battle is, You know something is rotten in Denmark. You know something is wrong. You know that the feeling you get around a certain person or a certain activity, or every time you go to this one place you want to puke your guts out, it's time to move away. And you don't always get to know. This Five of Swords card is sometimes you don't always get to know why. You just got to let it go. And that's what people talk about, letting go. You don't always get the answers. Sometimes you're going to go through a divorce and a separation and a breakup, and you will never know why. It just wasn't right. It just wasn't working. And you can try and spend years and years in unraveling it, or you could just move on to happiness. And just move on to a new goal, a new target. This is what it is. Moving on to that new goal, new target. This feels like a lot of that knowing we came into. A lot of unmasking. Remember I talked about unmasking and finding out the truth. The deep, watery Scorpio, dark truth about things. This is us processing this truth right now. And now we may get a little 10 of Hearts, 10 of Cups, and a little King of Wands. All right, both these cards are actually in reverse. And this means that, yes, we are not doing empire building so well, and we are not exactly living in the lap of luxury and happiness and emotional. We know we're miserable. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know we're miserable. And, I mean, my office is kind of miserable right now. I'm sick right now, so nothing is comfortable for me. I have that whatever. It's what happens when you live with a toddler. They cough in your face, and then you get sick for about a month after you move in with them, and then you get used to their bugs. But I haven't lived with a baby in so long. It's so nice. But anyway, this is in happiness. This is in happiness in our kingdoms, in our empires. With this King of Wands, we are not really moving and motivated from the right spaces right now. And it's why these are in reverse. Things are not going well. Something is rotten in Denmark. We know what it is. We know what the solution is. Remember I told you, we've got it. We don't know all the steps, so it's going to take a bit of a leap of faith to get us out of this. Let me pull some advice from Spirit to see what should we all focus on this week, other than our individual sign readings. What should we get to? Ooh, love, of course. Unconditional love. Put down some burdens, because it's making us not very lovable, and fight with love. Okay, I know, okay, see that Five of Hearts? There's going to be a lot of change, but I feel like we're orchestrating a lot of this change ourselves, and a new beginning in love. This is put down the swords, my loves. Put down the burdens. Put down the pain. Because look, it's making you very unlovable and neglected and kind of out of sorts. Fight for love, or move with love, act with love. In the Cartomancy, these are actions. Fives are actions and change. So you're going through a thought change and a perspective change with the Five of Swords, and a love change. But don't worry, it's going to bring a new beginning. This just means that anyone you shared the 10 of Wands with, or the 10 of Hearts, the 10 of Cups I had pulled before, it just means that those relationships are going to change. It doesn't mean that you're going to run away from everybody or leave everybody behind, or there's no Queen of Swords here to chop everybody's heads off either. So you're not going to cut people out of your lives, and you're not going to chop off their heads. You're just going to be moving from a different place of love. This is a major change for Mercury retrograde. People are going to, I feel like that cancel culture, that anger and all that stuff that people are coming out with, it's going to go away. Trolls are even going to go away. We're just moving into a world where it's like, why? Why cause pain? Why be rude? Why be an asshole? Just chill. It's not a big deal. Or it's a big fucking deal and people shouldn't be suffering. It's that kind of thing. It's like resetting our heart space. So a lot of the ridiculous energy that people have been in, it's just going to fade away, and we're going to start acting more appropriately and more realistically, and from a very good heart space. Wow, this is a really good reading, you guys. It does have a little work to it. I'm not sure I like that part. I am sick and tired, but doing well. So I will check back with you guys in a couple days for some love bonus readings. Aries seems to be heading for that the fastest, and I just love that. Being an Aries. Try not to cough. Alright, thank you. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and if you want to book a personal reading, email me at qclovers1111@gmail.com. And have a great week, my lovelies.